Fine, it's time for us to move on to the next stage of our journey, so let's go ahead and speak with Ericthonios to take on the next quest entitled A Keywords Jail. Ericthonios is resolutely avoiding his father's eye. Obviously. So now that we have this family issue on our hands, I don't know how long it's been since we last spoke La Habrea, and truth be told, I had hoped we would never again. But I see now that I was a fool to think I would ever escape your meddling. Just what is that thing that he called himself, La Habrea? And why is he the spitting image of your younger self? I find it hard to believe that you've only just now found out such a being was wreaking havoc in Pandemonium. Did you think matters would simply sort themselves out? I don't think he's gonna answer us very simply. I suppose you deserve at least a cursory explanation. I was well aware of the anomalies occurring within Pandemonium, including the fact that Azim and Elidibus had taken it upon themselves to investigate. I saw no reason to insert myself into the situation. For a time, that was. But now... Imagine my surprise when instead of a formal report from you and yours, I received communication from one of the keywords, stating that research and operations were proceeding as usual. While Hephaestus' deception was almost childish in its simplicity, it became plain to me that your grasp on the situation was slipping. Ouch. So you knew of his existence from the beginning? I can hardly imagine that you would suffer another to masquerade as one of the convocation, not without good reason at least. Yeah. As you well know, the name La Habrea is but a marker of my station. 'Tis not the name I was born with. Oh, we know. Hephaestus has claimed that for himself. I cannot fault him for it, as he is my other half, in a manner of speaking. He knows all that I know, my equal in every way, yet within his heart is naught but greed, envy, and desire. All the emotions that we are loath to acknowledge within ourselves. If what you say is true, what purpose would such a being serve? He is the product of experimentation, gone awry. A reminder of the days when I was yet young and reckless. I thought him sealed away for good, but it seems time has a way of unearthing the shame we bury. When he spoke of my mother, he looked at you with venom in his eyes, blamed you for her death. Tell me, was he right to do so? Yeah, this is gonna get really deep. Out with it. His words were but the ramblings of a tortured mind. The hatred and despair he endures has warped his view of the world irreparably. And now that he has awakened, he must be put to rest. If he succeeds in breaching Pandemonium's protective walls, he shall invite disaster into our star. As chief keyword of Pandemonium, it is my duty to decide the proper course of action. As such, I declare that all research shall be summarily abandoned and the facility destroyed. Well, it's gonna take another 7 levels before we can even have that happen. Yeah, we all seem to be very shocked about this. What? You would leave the other warders to their doom? 'Tis a choice befitting La Habrea. Oh, it certainly is, being the master of destruction that he is. Do you disagree? You speak of duty, and ours is to guide our star and its inhabitants upon the correct course. It is no surprise that you would choose annihilation of Pandemonium if its existence posed even the remotest risk to our people. Yet, as you can see by Ericthonius' response, the decision is somewhat more nuanced than that. Azim and I grappled with this conundrum for some time, in fact. Did you now? We're all ears. That is precisely why I chose to involve myself directly. 'Twas the only way I could truly determine the best solution. And so... And you need not trouble yourself with that further. The chief keyword must prevent the worst from occurring, no matter the cost. Your feelings, Elidibus, are of no consequence. Have you taken even a moment to consider another path? No! You spare nary a thought for aught but yourself and your duty. You have no idea of the trials we've endured, the fast stood against. Yeah, because I'm just a blip on the radar, according to him. Yeah, I'm just a familiar with very little aether in my possession. Yeah, I'm looking at you. Rika, is it? A being of such ether as I have never seen. What on? Do you want the full story? She is the guiding star that shall lead us safely through this. Thanks to her stout arm and steadfast courage, we have subdued the mythic creations and returned them to their cells. Speaking of which, I would hear your opinion, Rika. As outsiders, we are in a unique position to look upon circumstances with our vision unclouded attachments. That's true. Yes, two who are soon to give up on the others. La Habrea can't be trusted, or what was that said about you being an emissary? But yeah, we can't trust this guy. Agreed. We still know next to nothing about Hephaestus, and I highly doubt La Habrea has been forthcoming with the truth. I agree. But we managed to regain control of us further. He must be made to see that there's merit to continuing on this path. And so we turn to you. I have it. Speak in your official capacity as Lidibus the emissary. Judge which is more sound, and even La Habrea would be held to listen. Yeah, I don't think La Habrea takes orders from anyone but himself. Yeah, caught off guard, are you? So after time to think it over, as Elidibus, I am duty-bound to assess the matter from a position of impartiality. My opinion as Themis can carry no weight. You understand what that means, yes? I do. Even so, you've walked with us all this time, seen what we've seen. Based on that alone, I trust that you'll find the best way forward. So what will you do? Very well. Then in my capacity as emissary, I still shall state my judgment. At present, there are merits both in destroying Pandemonium outright and in taking time to rescue its researchers, and neither is yet an impossible task. Therefore, I judge that the most measured choice would be to continue upon our present course. We delve into Abyssos, interring any mythic creations we encounter along the way. Much to his chagrin. You have yet to witness Rika's might and Erichthonius' resolve. I would ask that you see our capabilities firsthand, and only then decide if our endeavour is futile. If such is the will of the emissary, then I shall obey. However, if indeed I find your strength to be lacking, I trust there will be no objections to the immediate destruction of Pandemonium. You needn't worry about that, we won't fail. Of course, we gotta get him to believe that. You are bolder than I remember. And I'm gonna lose my voice. And you're even more tedious than I remember. Rika, come find me when you're finished. Yeah, he's out of here. My poor voice. It's never easy to do these deep voices these days. Erichthonius is understandably frustrated, but if we are to conquer Abyssos, we must go forth with clear heads. Pray lend an ear to his troubles that their weight may be lightened. Okay, I believe we can do that. So let's be on our way then. Yeah, sadly I can't use my mounts to walk around in here. Gotta walk through 2 areas in order to get to Erichthonios. And I really need to get some water after we get the next round unlocked. Hey man. You do have my gratitude, ill-fit as I am to show it at the moment. Without your words to sway him, La Habrea would have carried out his plan without a second thought. And so, When at first we realized the creations had slipped their bonds, the other keywords did all in their power to restore order, even though they could have chosen escape domain to aid their allies. I'm not certain soul among them would wish to see this facility erased from the world, and they don't deserve to be abandoned simply for carrying out their duty. Meaning? And besides, Abyssos has secrets yet untold, secrets that would be buried if Pandemonium were reduced to rubble. I mean, to uncover the truth behind his words. The truth of Mother. Yeah, you were talking about that. While La Habrea was quick to dismiss his claims, I failed to see what Abyssos would gain by fabricating such a story. All I was told of my mother's death was that she perished in an accident. No one would say more. It was almost as if they feared saying more, in fact. Even if it was not La Habrea that dealt the fatal blow, we've seen with our own eyes how quickly he can condemn others to die. I only wish to know at last what befell her. What do you think, Rika? Does the La Habrea you know have any regard for the lives of others? Or will he carry out his duty with another's blood on his hands? Oh, it's most certainly the latter. He was always the man who worked from the shadows. He wants to use my allies as a vessel for his own twisted ends, yeah. Yeah, he wants to use an ally as a vessel for his twisted ends. What would possess him to do that? Even for La Habrea, such an act would be a black mark against him if it were made known. I can't imagine how much your ally suffered. Oh, he did suffer, believe me. But it is plain there is much to consider. Thank you, Rika. It is easy for me to get carried away by emotion where he's concerned. We should focus on the task at hand, proving to La Habrea that we are capable of saving Pandemonium and its keepers. The most convincing way to do that will be to regain control of Abyssos. You got it. Although, I'm loath to admit he would know more about those deaths than any of us, and seeing as how we require every advantage we can afford. Rika, would you speak to him for us? He seems to have a special interest in your capabilities and may deign to help at your suggestion, if only to see what you can do. I guess I can swing that. Alright, let's run on back over to La Habrea then. Pass through the two gates, and the swirling purple, or not purple, orange smoke. Yeah, I'm seeing all the purple around me and thinking of that rather than the orange smoke that's right in front of my face. Hey, you. Yeah, we want to have a word. Yeah, I'm looking at you. Electronius appears to have a deep trust in you, and Elidibus tells me that you share some relation to Azem. Your unusual aether does not mark you as a familiar. It is unlike anything I've ever seen in amongst the countless concepts I've observed. To think that I would encounter an existence I could not create by my own hand. Azem never ceases to surprise. Is that so? The previous Azem was much the same. In taking the entirety of the star into consideration, she came to hold dear emotions and people that a more logical mind would have discarded. This made her act in her own self-interest more often than not. Yeah, she always was a rebel in her own right. Just as you and Elidibus have conducted yourselves in this matter, the true danger of Azem's nature is its tendency to infect all those she comes into contact with. In fact... Oh jeez, La Habrea. Emmett Silk said much the same. Trust that I shall do naught that would violate my duty. Says with a smirk. And yet you so frivolously invoked your authority as emissary to justify this little excursion. It matters little, however. Only your deeds can speak for you now. As the music stops. You wish to know more of Abyssos, I take it. Although I no longer have control over many of its functions, I can yet sense what creations lie within. The chief keywords features far indeed. What then do we have to do to look forward to? I sense no creations of note. Perhaps they've been made into fodder for experimentation, or perhaps they've been transferred to the deeper circles. Yet Abyssos would never allow you safe passage. He has left a troll for you to overcome. I speak of Hegemone, keyword of Abyssos. Although her presence is stained with marks of corruption, it is unmistakable. Yeah, she certainly looks like a tough lady. I knew her as a woman gifted in magic and blessed with a highly logical mind. While I can sense those qualities within her still, there's something else at work. Bringing us to now as Erechthonios returns. If I had to hazard a guess, I would say that's because she's already been twisted into a hamathos, doubtless against her will. Now my eyes are getting blurry. Rika, Themis, we must rescue her from that cruel fate. And if we cannot, we kill her away until we find a means to undo the damage. I guess we can do that. Your allies make you bold, Erechthonios. I very much look forward to seeing how far they carry you. You're about to find out. But yeah, the staring continues on, and these two turn their backs to each other, like father like son, as we unlock the 6th circle of Abyssos. Oh, don't you just find this incredibly entertaining? This is a family affair that's just going really badly. Yeah, if Mary J. Blige saw something like this, I doubt she would be very impressed by what's going on here. But let's see what we're getting ourselves into as we make our way to the 6th circle of Abyssos. La Habrea insists that the only way to save the star from the horrors lurking within Pandemonium is summary destruction. However, Themis and Erechthonios succeed in convincing the chief keyword to allow you a chance to prove the worth of another way. You are tasked with interpreting Hegemone, the keyword of Abyssos and a master of creation magics in her own right. Succeed in this, and you may continue your journey into the facility's deeper circles. Fail, and Pandemonium, along with its warders and creations, shall be reduced to nothing. So, once again, 585 is required to go on inside, so let's go ahead and do that. And so, we continue on into the 6th circle of Abyssos. As we arrive on scene and meet up with our adversary, it's time for Themis to do his thing and allow me to summon my allies. Let's see who we've drawn. Well, we have a tank with one of the most popular new looks. As our opponent covers the ground with a whole bunch of squares, we're gonna have to be playing mind games with Hegemone, whose mask has been completely corrupted and looks like she's been possessed by a couple of snakes. And she even has her own theme song, and hey, we got a Sister Dragoon join me! Let's get some food consumed before we do this. But yeah, it's always an honor to hook up with a fellow Dragoon. And look at how high our DPS is. We are going to be really powerful in that regard. And unfortunately, yeah, I was expecting her to go first, and she did, but it took her a while to actually pull the trigger, so sadly, it did not go according to plan. So we're just trying to avoid those. Yeah, these 16 circles will be very important for us as we go along. Because this opponent also has a little trick move like that, where she goes and spins this around. So on the third time we should see one go straight down the middle. Oh, nope. She didn't change position there. She held court. And now a Dark 4 for us to put up with. Get a little jump action going. But now we have to avoid this stuff. Everyone who gets tethered with that has to turn away at a certain point. once the time's off, you have to turn around, or else you will be doing something you don't want to be doing. Because you might remember in the hard mode of the Lost City of Vandapur, there's a creature, there's a boss that you have to fight that possesses you in such a way that if you don't turn your back, you end up spewing AoE out onto the field and covering a large swath. So you have to turn that away and ensure your safety. Yeah, that was the first boss for the Lost City of Vandapur. Let me hook up again with my sister. I need to step back a little. And be careful where all this goes. Oh, crap. Well, fortunately, the debuff had worn off, so I wasn't in a position where that was going to be fatal. But now we have rotational attack. It doesn't give you a clear indication on where to stand, just to make sure that you don't go too far behind or too far ahead. But we got through that. And time for another Dark 4. As she sprays out all over the place. Now what she got for us? Well, more of this. So we'll hang on for as much as we can, and then once the time comes to turn our back, we will go ahead and do that. But yeah, you can see the snake covering my body here. And mine's on a delay. And she put mine on a delay here. So now I have to turn around, then spray. And now that I've done that, we can continue. There we go, that wasn't too bad. And we already have Hegemony down to half health. Yeah, the extra DPS is really helping us out here. Obviously, the other Dragoon and the Machinist both have been already doing the Savage raids. And today they're just helping people like me. Latch on to my sister again. You cannot measure against the keyword. We already have on a few occasions. Now we got this. A little extra. Yeah, this basically serves as a trick move here. Catch you off guard. And into the air we go. Splat on your head, Stardiver. But so far for us, it's been all good. Now we have to get ready for this next phase. Everyone's spinning over here. And getting ready to move over there. And we got another one. As my voice starts to go again. Ah, geez, I'm really gonna need the water today, aren't I? But for those of you who are watching this video, yesterday I made an impromptu run to a Comic-Con located west of where I live in Canada. And it was a con that I had been, was not even aware was going on until 2 days ago. So unlike my other times where I've been to Anime North and to the other cons here in Ontario, as we've lost a few DPS unfortunately, this was more spur of the moment. Because the original voice actors for Sailor Moon and Sailor Mars were among those in attendance. So, yeah, I know, I sadly was hoping for seeing Sailor Jupiter's voice actress, but it was not meant to be. But I did get an autograph with Sailor Mars's voice actress because she and I share the same last name. Even though I know what I said in my Anime North video about how awkward it was to know that I share a last name with a person who played Sailor Mars in the original anime. But nonetheless, that doesn't mean that I don't care for the other parts of the body of her work. Because the shows that I really liked her the most in are the ones that are done by French animation studios. Most notably my Marathon. The shows in particular are Totally Spies and Team Galaxy. She's in both of those, and so it's kind of hard not to show her support. And I didn't even know she was actually the original voice of Sailor Mars until I actually researched her about 10 years ago. Looks like we're fine. We are fine. Which means I can pull the trigger. Or just have my sister do it. Hey, I don't mind. I'm glad she has it. Always good to know that there are others out there who have Limit Break and know how to use it. But yeah, all told, this is not a hard fight against Hegemone. Her and her little snakes are no match for us, and it's not going to be long now until we cut off the heads of these snakes and cut off her head too. So yeah, take that, ugly. Try as you might, but down you go. So let's bring in the men to handle the rest of this. Do your thing, Themis. And you too, Ericthonios. And go for it. Cage this crazy snake. And she's gone. We're all smiles about that. Yeah, I have to calm my Dragoon. Have to calm her. Oh, really? Oh, man. Looks like I need to eat a few things first. I had no idea my inventory was full. Yeah, let's try that again. There we go. We got it. We can leave now. And Dragoon swap comms. Always good to know when that happens. So, after our victory, Eric. We've won! The keyword is sealed away and alive this time! La Habrea can't deny us now! Let's hope not. So, we'll take our 5 quick tongue materia, plus we'll take 3 more critical hit Savage Aim Tier 9.